Morning and welcome to another wet and horrible Saturday morning. Okay, not going to be able to do a lot outside today, so I've had a little think. Okay, and what I'm going to do is review some of the best videos of the year. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit in the house. Might, if the weather cheers up a bit, come outside. But I've always got a contingency, and I'm going to pick some of the best videos of the year just to have a look back on. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the video. Outside at the moment, and the ducks and geese are going nuts, so I apologise about that. Got the last of the tomatoes, we pulled those out, and also got another barrow load of animal bedding. That's from the geese, and we'll tip that on the compost heap at some time over the weekend. Not an awful lot of progress to the greenhouse. It's got a centre bar up now, and that's really to stabilise it from the wind, and we are expecting massive winds overnight, and as you can see, it's absolutely rain sodden everywhere here, so I can't see the guy doing that coming up for the next couple of days until the weather's a little bit better. Claire's rain collection idea, that's really worked well, so now we've got loads of water, but not many plants in the greenhouse that are going to need water. So, but we will try and keep that water, and maybe we can transfer that sometime to the 1200 litre container. So we'll have a look at that at some point. All of the tomatoes are now out on this side completely. The peppers and chilies, as I said last week, they're out. We've just got a few very late tomatoes there, and they've started to get a bit of rot on the leaves, so I'm not sure how much longer they'll last. The Christmas potatoes, they look okay, not going absolutely gun-ho, and fingers crossed for them for Christmas. The greenhouse heater is on, it's on very low at the moment, and I think we're coming towards the end of the bottle, but we'll see about that one. So overnight temperatures, we haven't gone below 7, which is absolutely incredible. So it's still warm in here overnight, and we got some more lettuce there to put in at some point. The amaryllis that I did on Gardening 36527, they look good, but my little daffies haven't come through yet, so fingers crossed for them shortly. Going back inside now, and I've got a bit of a mushroom update from Gardening 36527 as well. So I was going to show you my mushrooms. So they're in this little cupboard underneath the stairs. And when I go in, the light will come on. And these are the mushrooms that I planted last week. And I'm going to show you what's in there. So there's all of that. That shows you the spawn is working. And the second one I've done in straw to see which is best, the coffee grounds or the straw. So I'll let you know how we progress, and the light's just gone out on that. Also in this cupboard is where we store our carrots, the carrots that I washed last week. And my next mushroom experiment, I'm going to use straw, and I'm going to use some stalks of these. So the first thing I need to do is to sterilise the straw, and the way I'm going to do that is just put it in the freezer for a couple of 3 hours, let it warm up, and then I'll chop some stalks up and put them into it and mix them in there. Not sure it'll work, but that's the way experiments go. And into the freezer, -18 for around 3 hours. Morning. Taking the straw out now. Left it out overnight just to come back to room temperature, and I've covered it up. And now what I'm going to do, I've got 6 mushrooms, 6 stalks. We're going to eat them, and I'm going to cut them up and put them into the straw and see what happens. Yeah, it seems unbelievable, and it might be, but we'll see how it goes. Cut the stalks up into little sections. They're about 1/4 of an inch square, and then I'm going to, as I say, place them into the straw. A little bit of water in them,
cover them back up, and then that goes into a dark place. And fingers crossed, in a week's time we'll see some progress of them growing. And today I'm out repairing our tracks. So I've got the quad bike, got the trailer, got 10 tonne, there's another pile elsewhere, and we're just filling in some of the holes in the track. Just got back from doing the track, and everything out here is looking a bit wet and sorry for itself. Especially around the pond. I've had to bring the quad bike through there, so it's well muddy. Now the pond, okay, considering the time of the year, doesn't look too bad. Could benefit from some more grass around it, but the ducks obviously tread that down. Now, like I say, I'm going to look back at some of the best videos, and I'm going to just go back to the story of the duck pond, okay, and I hopefully you enjoy this next little bit of the video, the story of the duck pond. Day one of the pond dig, about an hour in. All the ducks loving getting the worms out. Okay, so the duck pond is already being used by the ducks. End of day two on the pond project. Unfortunately things haven't gone quite so well today. We've had a problem with the liner, so we are running now at sort of a day behind. Nobody really to blame, certainly from the people who've been doing it. The wrong liner was delivered. Okay, but hopefully good progress tomorrow. Okay, and I'll keep you updated with that. Day three, we're also today doing drains. So replacing the drain. Does anybody want to see that video? Okay, well we'll hold the drains just there.
Had a beautiful shape. It won't be for silver apple yards. Fox had that.
So the pond's just about finished now. Many thanks to Lee from Paul Blakemore Building Services for digging out the pond and everything else he's done. Okay, that's really appreciated. Just having a look at it now, it's possibly about 6 inches off full. Okay, so there she is. Just got to just cover that liner up a little bit more, and she's done. So really happy about that. The ducks are happy. Okay, everything looks absolutely superb. Okay, obviously no grass left because we've been totally and utterly landscaped around here. Okay, and believe it or not, no soil apart from 1 tonne for a neighbour has been removed from here. It's all been recycled, so really pleased with that. And that's quite a rare sight these days. Just the one duck on the pond. Okay, the ducks are absolutely loving it. But at the moment, oh, I don't know where they are. They're down the garden somewhere. That's more like it. The geese diving down under the water. That concludes this week's episode of Gardening 36528. Hopefully you'll join us next week. Hopefully you enjoyed the little special. Keep inviting your friends to Facebook and keep subscribing to YouTube. Thanks very much. See you next week. Bye. We absolutely love it.